congratulate all of you on this wonderful forum. And it is great that you would all gather here and watch it. And I'm thrilled to be back in Nevada and to be part of this presidential campaign. And I'm going to be back over and over again. I'm going to be asking you for advice and suggestions about issues that matter to you and that matter to the West. I mean, one of the reasons why it's great we're doing this is because we want to put Western issues on the agenda for America. And no better place. You've got the storied history of Nevada's past, and you've got all of the issues of the present and the future. When Harry Reid came up to me on the floor of the Senate a couple of weeks ago and said, you know, Hillary, we're going to have a forum in Carson City. And I said, well, what day, Harry? And he told me. I said, Harry, I'm supposed to be somewhere else. And he said, well, we'll sure miss you. I said, well, Harry, I don't want to miss it. Let me see what I can do. So I flew all night from Florida to get here because I didn't want to miss you. And I didn't want to miss the opportunity. I know you want to get back to watching the other candidates. Well, let me just say a few other things then. I am thrilled to have Rory Reid, who's here somewhere, as my state chair. He's probably back busy working. And I'm going to be reaching out to people across the state. You know, when I ran in New York, everybody said, well, she can't win, she's this, she's that. And I said, well, I want to be able to represent everybody, not just some people. And I went all over that state. And the first time I ran, I got 55% of the vote, and this last time I got 67%, and I got a lot of Republican votes, a lot of independent votes. And I have the highest confidence that we're going to elect a Democrat, and I believe that if we all work together starting now, we can renew the promise of America. You know, I grew up with that promise. When I was a little girl, I believed that my country was on my side. And that if I did my part, my mother and father taught me, I could go as far as my talent and education and effort would take me. Well, now I am seeing a lot of people who are beginning to doubt that promise, aren't they? You know, they see the cost of health care going up and energy going up and education going up. But their wages aren't going up. CEO pay is up, corporate profits are up, productivity is up, but the average working person's pay and income is not up. Well, that is not the way America became great. With all due respect, it was not rich people that made America great. It was the hard-working American who went to work every single day in the middle class, who looked at themselves and their family out of poverty and made a difference. Back to that promise, get back to that basic bargain that will once again give hope and opportunity to every single American. To do that, we got to create new jobs, and I think there are a lot of new jobs in energy. I want to have a homegrown energy base. I am tired of subsidizing regimes that hate us and that turn around and spend the money we send to them against our interests. You know, my late father used to go around turning off every light when he left a room. And we used to make fun of him in those days. No more. No more. I turn off every light now. I kind of go, take that, Iran, and take that, Venezuela. You know, turn off those lights. We're not going to be sending you that much money anymore. But we can do this. I have an idea for a strategic energy fund. Take away the subsidies from the big oil companies. They don't need our tax dollars to explore for oil anymore. Just as President Kennedy said, we're going to put a man on the moon. We're going to have universal health care coverage by the end of my 2 terms, and we're going to make it affordable. Now, there are a lot of people talking about how, you know, we have to spend another $100 billion, another $600 billion to get everybody covered. We already spend more than anybody in the world. We can do a better job at holding down costs. We can start by making the drug companies negotiate for lower prescription drug costs, not just for the people on Medicare, which we should do, but for everybody. We already pay tax dollars for the development of those drugs and for the clinical trials to determine whether they're safe and effective. Then they turn around and sell them to the rest of the world for less than what we have to pay for them. And I also want to say that by the end of my terms, we're going to make sure that every youngster who wants to go to college will be able to afford to do so, because it's getting twice that already. There is a lot of work to be done, and I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and do that work. And we also have to reach out and reclaim America's greatness around the world. We've got to rebuild our alliances and our relationships. We cannot tackle any problem, whether it's the war on terrorism or climate change or HIV/AIDS, whatever you name, without having friends and allies to help us. Yeah. So I intend to do everything I can to once again send the message that America is great because of who we are, what we believe, what our values are. Now, finally, let me just say that I know there are some people who might say, well, can we elect a woman? I can only say, we won't know until we try, and I'm ready to try. And even though I am proud to be a woman, I'm not running as a woman. I'm running because I think I'm the most qualified and experienced person to hit the ground running in January 2009. Thank you all very much, and God bless you.
Thanks, everybody.